back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS Soaps, both the Young and the Restless and the Bold and the Beautiful. And this is your Young and the Restless recap for August 19th. And in this episode, Chance decides to lie to save the Newmans. Chelsea reveals everything she knows about his secret of the grinning soul. And look like Diane gets caught up in a steamy fantasy. So before we unpack all of this, take a second to make sure that we're subscribed to the channel. And please don't forget to like and share. So we're over at the Abbott house and Jack gets Diane to join him for a nightcap. After Jack asks Diane what she really wants, she rattled off the typical things like health and happiness, which, hey, you can't just turn your nose up at that either. But Jack pushes Diane to go deeper. So, she's starting to question, well, Jack, what do you mean by that? Then we see Jack takes Diane's hand. He asks her what she thinks this is going, and he'll clarify that he means their tenuous relationship. Now, Diane acknowledges that her feelings for Jack go well beyond friendship. Okay. And she downplays the idea that he'll, ever have to reciprocate it, though. Now, Diane said that she didn't want the daydream to end. And at that point, I'm like, oh, we're in a daydream. Because actually, I thought maybe this might have been real just for drama. But Jack will reply that maybe it doesn't have to. And Jack confessed that he got some feelings as well. And this is where we see the two of them share a kiss. Now, Diane snaps out of this whole steamy daydream due to Jack calling her name. Now, although Jack wonders if Diane is okay, she acts like she's got a little lightheaded from that drink she had. Jack revisits the question of where's this going, but he means just overall goals and Diane's living arrangements. Diane suggests, well, I don't have that much of a plan. I really didn't even think about it. And you know what? She even suggests that if you don't plan much, then you don't have a chance to dream. And this is where we see Diane heads out. And on the way out, Jack offers her a ride home because she was she said that she was a little lightheaded, or, even call her a car. She, declines, but she's glad to know that Jack really cares about her. So, I don't know, those two are getting ever closer. If anything is going to happen, I'll be here for it. I like to see it, but we'll have to wait and see. And I wonder what Jack is thinking at this point. They really didn't give us no context to it, but it'll be interesting to watch. So now we're over at the GCAC rooftop. Now, Chelsea is wondering what really went wrong between Billy and Victoria. Now, Billy will take all of the blame and insist that none of this was Victoria's fault. Yeah, okay. Even when he was at his worst. Now, after Chelsea argues that Billy has tamed his wild side, he thinks that she has a talent for finding new ways to call him boring. And Chelsea asks him, is that how he sees himself? And wonders if part of him actually misses the old Billy that he used to be. Billy's acting like everyone gets a little nostalgic for their youth, and he feels like his family still see him as a troublemaker anyway. Now, the talk eventually turned to Lily, and it's, and how it sounds like she wants Billy to quit the podcast. Now, Chelsea insists podcast Billy is the real Billy, and adds that the grinning soul is also the real Billy as well. Now, Billy tried to deny his alternate persona, but Chelsea insists that, she figured that out a long time ago. And Chelsea also thinks maybe Billy wants an ultimatum between being an executive in the C-suite and a podcaster. And, Billy doesn't know about that, but he hopes that he can make a decision without Lily forcing his hand. Now, before Chelsea leaves, she brings up the whole conversation about telling Johnny that she is his biological mom. And Chelsea wants Billy to also convince Victoria that it's the right call, but he won't be able to make any guarantees. But Billy will think time and space is actually what Victoria needs right now. But I will say both Connor and, of course, Johnny needs to know the truth, because the longer they wait, the worse it's going to be. Now we're over at the ranch. Victoria gives her mom and dad updates on her chat with Chance. Now Victor and Nikki also learns about Chelsea's desire to tell Johnny the truth about her being his biological mom. Nikki acknowledges that keeping the secret could cause problems later on, but Victor advises against it, saying it's going to confuse Johnny. Kids are resilient. And regardless, Victoria won't think it's the right time since Johnny is still dealing with Ashlyn Locke's death. And yeah, that whole thing is projection because, you know, they haven't really been around him that much. But anyway, so after Chance is now having some flashbacks of all of the Newman pressure that he's gotten from Victor, the pressure that he's gotten from Victoria and Nick and everybody else, and probably even the conversation that happens with his wife yesterday. So after all of this, he calls Kevin Fisher to let him know that, you know what, his mind is made up. And while he's doing that, Nick enters the Coffey's house. Chance looks over at him and declares that, you know what, I know what I have to do. Chance hangs up. He talks to Nick about, you know, some new developments in the case. And since Chance wants to have a meeting with the family about how to move forward, Nick suggests, you know what, let's just do it right now. Since after all, you know, Chance is going to meet up with Nick, Victoria, Nikki, and Victor. So we see Nick kind of comes in ahead of Chance to kind of reveal that, you know what, Chance is on his way over, so we need to pretty much be prepared. And as they're talking, Chance comes in, he meets with all of them. This is where we hear Nick blurt out that they can't continue to go on like this, but Chance pushes him to just, you know what, be quiet, don't speak without a lawyer. He goes over the evidence with them, and he tells them that there are two scenarios. One where Ashlyn Locke got up, walked out on his own, and one where his body was moved. Now, Chance fully believes Nick never intended to kill Ashlyn. He'll think, you know, the context of everything Ashlyn did to the family is also important. Now, since Chance won't want anyone to stand trial when there wasn't a murder, he vows to go on with the first scenario in his original official version where, you know, Ashlyn was still alive when he made it to his car. And of course, by him saying that, Victor is very, very pleased and saying that he did the right thing and how proud Abby would be about him. And I'm like, he just hid a crime and compromised his integrity. Okay. Then we see where Victoria thanks Chance for protecting the family because he was on his way out. Now, she goes and offers him help if there's anything that she can do for, you know, him. Just let her know. Chance shut that offer down real quick. He's tense about the whole thing because you just told that man pretty much that you guys are happy because he decided to pretty much cover up what he knows is a crime. Of course, we do see Nick is upset in this because he's still beating himself up. He walks out. Nikki knows Nick is still going to punish himself for Ashlyn's fate. So Victor insists that, you know, all of them are going to have to give him support. Over at Society, we see Chance looking deep in thought as he sits at the bar with a drink. So he's not happy with himself, but I think at this point he's just pretty much over being stonewalled by Victor Newman. It's just a war that he probably realized that he cannot win. So there you have it. That is the Young and the Restless recap for August 19, 2022. Stay tuned for the Bold and the Beautiful recap that will also be updated to this channel. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you very soon. Bye.